Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift guide. Today I'll be talking about Kennen. I'll be talking about his abilities, combos, tips and tricks, build, runes, and much more. Kennen has some insane combos that you can do, and I really suggest you to stay till that part of the video. Kennen is an incredibly strong teamfighting champion, as he has abilities that deal damage to all enemies around him, and he can also stun all the enemies around him. You can find timestamps in the description in case you want to skip around. Let's start with the abilities. Kennen's passive allows him to mark the enemy with his abilities, and you will stun the enemy when you have 3 stacks on them. This is where the combos come in place because you can get the stun off in many different ways, and I will show you some of the best combos later on in the video. Kennen's first ability is very simple. It is just a shuriken that he throws on an enemy, and it deals damage and it applies a stack of your passive. Note that the shuriken can only hit one target, so it can get body blocked, and you can use the shuriken in the laning phase to poke an enemy champion quite effectively. His second ability grants him a passive, which puts a stack on the enemy every 5th basic attack. You will also deal bonus damage every 5th basic attack. And you can see how many stacks you have under your health and mana bar. The active of his second ability allows you to shock all nearby enemies that have at least 1 stack of your passive already. His third ability turns Kennen into a lightning ball that gives him movement speed, and when you pass through an enemy, you will deal damage, put a stack of your passive on them, and you will also refund some of your energy. This ability is great for engaging, but it is also great for escaping as it grants you a lot of movement speed. Now we get to the most interesting ability, which is his ultimate. During his ultimate, Kennen will cast thunder on all enemies around him, and every thunderbolt deals damage, and it puts a stack of his passive on the enemy. This is an incredible ability for teamfights, and it will grant your team a massive advantage if you manage to hit a lot of enemies with your ultimate. You will want to hit the same target over and over again during your ultimate, because subsequent thunderbolts on the same target will deal bonus damage. There are 2 things that I want to mention about the ultimate before moving to the combos. First of all, you can use stasis enchant during your ultimate. So this is great because you want to be in the middle of the enemy during your ultimate, but Kennen is very squishy, so you might obviously die. So instead, you can just engage, and then you can cast your ultimate, and after you cast your ultimate, you can stay safe with your stasis enchant. Another thing that I want to mention is that you can use your flash to engage with your ultimate, but you shouldn't flash first and then ultimate. Instead, you have to cast your ultimate before you flash, and then immediately flash in. This will make your ultimate an insta-cast instead of having to wait like 0.5 seconds. This is huge because, as I mentioned before, you are very squishy, so every millisecond counts. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's move on to the combos. The main goal of Kennen is to proc your passive to stun the enemy. The first combo is this. You have to use your 5th basic attack to get a stack of your passive onto the enemy, and then you will immediately cast your first ability, which is the shuriken, and then right after that, you will cast your second ability. You can stun an enemy super fast with this amazing combo, and it helps you massively with ganks. For example, when your jungler is coming to gank, you can just flash in, use this combo, and have a free 1.25 second stun. The next combo is using your third ability to turn into a lightning ball, then you use your shuriken, and right after that, you can use your second ability again. Of course, you have to hit your enemy with the lightning ball for this combo to work. And unlike the first combo, you can use this combo whenever you like. You don't have to wait for your 5th basic attack. You can just go in and do the combo and stun the enemy. The next combo is with your ultimate. A good way to engage into the enemy is by using your third ability, and then you can cast your ultimate, and during your ultimate, you should always try to cast your second ability as well. Your second ability will deal damage to all enemies close to you that have at least 1 stack of your passive, which you can get easily with your ultimate. And as you can see in the clip, this combo deals way more damage instead of using just your ultimate. So you'll always want to use this combo when you engage. There are obviously more combos that you can do, but the combos I mentioned in the video will be a great starting point for you. I suggest you to take Kennen into practice mode and try some of these combos yourself. And once you get familiar with them, you can do them in a real match. Now I'll be talking about the build and runes. I got a great Kennen build from my friend Stuart, and I'll be explaining the build briefly. You can check out his Kennen video in the description for a more in-depth build explanation. Kennen is an assassin mage, and that's why you'll want to go for Infinity Orb first. This item will make your abilities and empowered attacks crit and deal bonus damage to enemies below 35% HP. After that, you either go for Rabadon's Cap immediately, or you get Stasis Enchant. You have to get Stasis Enchant if you're against burst enemies, because they can just burst you down if you use your ultimate in the middle of the enemy team. These are also the runes that I recommend you to get on Kennen. I have more guides on my channel, and you can find a link to all my guides in the description. So that was it for today's video. I will see you in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.